You're an athlete, you're a student, and there's something else too. You're also a business leader. You're an entrepreneur. Tell me about that.
We sold it at the farmer's market and people liked it and they wanted us to make more, but the Department of Agriculture, they called us and they basically said that we shouldn't be selling it and it needs to be FDA approved.
And I tell kids all the time who complain to me, like, my teacher's nagging me, my mom's nagging me, everybody's nagging me. And like, I got a solution for you. How about you? Why do you limit yourself?
Because I feel like there's better things to be doing than just being in front of a screen.
Is it normal that they have to go through an FDA approval process to sell stuff at the farmer's market? Where do you see this going? What's your dream with this? We're on a mission to impact kids and to change the face of education, and really we're challenging kids to change the way they think so that they can really live a 5-star life. And today is going to be fun. So if you're tuning in, be sure to share this with a friend, a family member who has teenagers, because actually this show is going to host a teenager who's doing great things. His name is Frankie Martinez. Frankie, welcome to the show.
Hello, it's great to be here.
So Frankie, tell me a little bit about Frankie. Tell me like how old you are, what grade you're in, a little bit about Frankie.
All right, so I'm 12 years old and I'm in ninth grade and I'm currently taking 10th grade biology and algebra 2. And some fun facts about me: I love going outside and my favorite sport is soccer.
Okay, love it. So you're an athlete, you're a student, and there's something else too. You're also a business leader. You're an entrepreneur. Tell me about that.
All right, so I basically started my business with like a 4-H project, and I decided to come up with the idea of selling hot sauce. So I grew peppers in my garden, and we eventually made hot sauce. We sold it at the farmer's market, and people liked it, and they wanted us to make more. So we came out with 5 flavors, but they weren't like official. So the Department of Agriculture, they called us, and they basically said that we shouldn't be selling it, and it needs to be FDA approved. So we went through like a 1 year journey to get it, or just one hot sauce FDA approved. And over the course of like 3 years, we've gotten 3 out so far.
Oh my goodness! And you're 12 years old.
Yes.
My brain is kind of hurting right now thinking about how all that's possible, because I have some entrepreneurial spirit in me, and I know how difficult it is. So you're getting some stuff done. Kudos to your mom. A little shout out to your mom, because it's so easy. We have we have like thousands of parents that listen to the show, and there's so many parents that probably, and this is not faulting them, because parents are so busy. It's kind of like, okay, he's really bright, he's really sharp, but I'm not going to buck the system. And so the fact that she was really proactive, it's putting you in an awesome spot. Have you always, Frankie, liked school?
Yeah, pretty much.
You just like learning. And now in the homeschool track, you get to kind of fulfill that interest in learning at your own pace.
Yes, but as of like last year, around September, October, my parents did enroll me into a private school. And I've been going there for the past couple of months, and that experience has been great. Interacting with other kids has just been great.
So you went homeschool, accelerated, and then you found a private school that would allow you to learn at a more rapid rate. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Yeah, man. And this is just, I love this story because, again, I think for parents, sometimes we think we're stuck. And I think your story, your whole family story, you and your mom, your dad, it's a story about like, no, let's look at options. Let's make sure we let, Frankie learn and accelerate. Again, kudos to great parenting, not just letting her son just rot in front of a screen. You guys, you know what brain rot is? You guys have that where you live?
Yeah.
Yeah, kids are like rotting in their brain just in their phones and stuff. I'm curious. Do your parents have like restrictions on like social media or how much screen time you can have? Or are they just like, hey, Frankie, we trust you, go for it?
They don't really have any restrictions, like no limited screen time, but I kind of do limit myself to screen time.
Okay, why do you limit yourself?
because I feel like there's better things to be doing than just being in front of a screen.
I'm curious, is it like one of those, I don't know, kinda subjective, like, "Hey, I feel like I'm on this too long," or do you have, like, stuff that shuts your phone down, or do you have certain limits you put in place to help you?
I don't really have like a thing that like kind of turns off my phone or something like that. I just kind of turn it off myself.
Man. So one of the things that we talk about so much with we work with, like, 20,000 kids a week, and we talk a lot about, like, working, independently and self-management, like, managing your life, and I tell kids all the time
Mhm.
who complain to me, like, "My teacher's nagging me, my mom's nagging me, my everybody's nagging me," and, like, "I got a solution for you. How about you take personal responsibility? Because if you can be responsible, trust me, your parents aren't looking for opportunities to nag." So I'm guessing your parents aren't nagging you about that because you're responsible.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Frankie, why did you choose? You're in this 4-H program, and you had to choose something to produce. Is that what it was? A project?
Ye- Yeah, it was just not really something to produce, but to make.
Okay. And why did you choose hot sauce?
So everyone in the class had a project except for me or like an idea. So one day I was eating and I was still trying to think about it and I was eating a sandwich and I was pouring hot sauce and I'm like, "Hey, it would be a great idea to like start a hot sauce business. I mean, I love hot sauce."
That's how it all started. I love that so much, Frankie, because that's just like such a great example of how life works. Some people
Yeah.
work so hard to be so creative, and like the best ideas, like literally the chip clip. There's a dude that just like he's not rich, he's not anything, but his wife like goes down to the pool on vacation, and she has like a one of those wooden clips, and she's got her hair up, and they needed like they opened a bag of chips, and they had nothing to wrap it up with, and so he grabbed something. It was like a paper clip or something, and put it on there. He's like, "Man, we should make a chip clip." That dude is like a billionaire now or something. So
Yeah.
I love how the simplicity of the idea. Frankie, remind me where you're from.
I'm from Virginia.
From Virginia, got into a 4-H program, had to pick a project, and you were stuck. Everybody else had a project, and you're like, I have no idea, got nothing. And you're eating a sandwich, threw some hot sauce on it, and we won't talk about what kind of hot sauce because that'd be a competitor. We're not gonna do that. So you throw the hot sauce on, then you're like, this is the idea. I love hot sauce. And so, where did it go from there?
So I asked my parents for the project, can I grow peppers? Since we had a garden outside, I'm like, can we add peppers to there and I could try to make hot sauce? And they were like, sure, that's a great idea. So my mom helped me make hot sauce, stir the peppers, add ingredients, and we eventually sold it as a at the farmers market around here, and the people there loved it, and they just asked us to make more.
Wow, that's so cool. So it started the farmers market, and it's grown, and then tell me about like I don't know. I go to the farmers market. I love the farmers market. So is it normal that they have to go through an FDA approval process to sell stuff at the farmers market?
Yeah, mostly if it's like food.
Okay,
So that way, there's like no food poisoning,
sure.
and if you get an LLC, that way they can't really like sue you if you like something bad is in your product or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so talk to me about business, and let's try to break this down for other 12 to 15-year-olds that are thinking about starting businesses. You started selling hot sauce, and then you realized, okay, we need to start an official business, set the business up. It protects you, right?
Yeah.
And how is business going?
It's going great. We have 3 official flavors, and we are about to come out with my new spice rub soon, and that's gonna be like kind of like a seasoning, and it has a lot, like almost everything you would want to put on something, just all in one.
Oh, so like a spice rub. I like the smoked stuff. Would this be a spice rub I could put on, like, I don't know, whatever I'm smoking?
Yeah, you could put it on almost anything, burgers, you could put it on meat, like almost any meat, and it'll go good just as like a seasoning.
Okay, and are you still making this yourself, or do you have another company that helps you manufacture your recipe?
Yeah, we have a co-packaging company in Ohio, and they are the ones that get the peppers when they're in the right season and helps make them for us and ships them out to us, and we get another company to do the labels for us.
So it started with your garden, with you making it yourself, you and your mom, and then it outgrew that where you have like a company in Ohio that you're partnered with that is doing the packaging, and they work with like suppliers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Holy cow! Did you have to? How involved have you been? Were you involved in like selecting the different producers, or how involved have you been?
Um, I was mostly involved in which peppers I wanted to put in my hot sauce, not really the people, but the ingredients.
Okay. Talk about the different flavors because I love me some hot sauce. And is it, by the way, I assume this is something I can go online and buy?
Yes,
Yeah? Okay. What's the name? We'll put images and screenshots up here when we put it on YouTube. For
it
those who are
is.
listening on live on radio, go to our website. We'll have it there. Go to our YouTube page. If you watch this on our YouTube page or at Your Home TV, if you go through that, you'll see all the links and we'll have that up there for you. Okay. Sorry, Frankie. Go ahead.
All right, it is www.frankiespicyfarm.com.
Frankie's Spicy Farm. So you got here no AC. It's hot.
Yes,
That's
that is
like
my favorite one.
okay. So that's like 3 out of 5 peppers. It looks like
Yes,
okay. And you got the blowtorch, which looks like it's like mild.
that is the spiciest
Oh,
one.
I'm reading this backwards. Okay, obviously, I am not one of those kids that was 12 starting a business. So and not great with numbers. So I'm reading this backwards. Okay, so no AC. It's hot. I got it. Okay, and then you got smooth heat.
Yes.
Okay, and what kind of peppers do you use?
So we used different peppers for each one of my hot sauces. For smooth heat, that one has red peppers and it has passion fruit, which is the main ingredient because there's a lot of hot sauces that like have like pineapple and like basic fruits like that. So I decided to go with a unique one, which is passion fruit, which was my favorite fruit at the time.
Oh, passion fruit. Very
Yes.
cool. Okay, so you said you have 3, but you said you're about to release one more, or just the rub is the new thing?
Yeah, the rub.
The rub, okay. And when does that come out?
That will be coming out in around 2 months.
2 months, the rub comes out. Okay, I'll have to check it out. You got a great website, by the way.
Thank you.
Super cool. About you, your pepper. This is so cool. You've been a working man. I'm curious, Frankie. Where do you see this going? What's your dream with this?
I hope it grows to something even bigger to the point where I have all 5 of my flavors out, even maybe more stuff, more merchandise, and I hope to one day be like a really big company like Texas Pete, Valentina.
Mm-hmm. How do you do this? How do you play soccer and as a 12-year-old do freshman level and sophomore level courses and run a business? Explain that to me.
So, it is definitely pretty difficult, but currently, like, it's not the right season to be going to farmer's market as it is pretty cold outside. So, right now it is easier to focus on school. And but when it is that time, it's definitely a little bit harder to manage a business, school, and soccer, all that stuff together. But my parents definitely motivate me and keep me going
Very cool. So you're like once the weather gets a little warmer and farmers markets are happening, you're how often are you at farmers markets?
almost every week.
Okay, so every week you're there selling hot sauce. And you just have one location locally that you go to, or do you travel around?
No. Yeah, we go to different locations, different farmers markets. The furthest we've ever traveled was all the way to Pennsylvania to attend the annual um Pepperpalooza, I think it
Oh,
was called. Yeah.
oh,
It was
that's
like a
cool.
3-day thing.
That's really cool. We have to look up what we have around here with peppers and hot sauce because it'd be really cool if you made a trip here. That'd be awesome. We'd love to promote that. We'll have to look into that. Okay, this is amazing. So totally off Frankie's Spice Farm for a second. Let's talk about soccer, sports. I love sports. What position do you play?
I play left defense.
Left defense. Okay. How long have you been playing soccer?
I've been playing maybe since I was like 8.
Okay. You've been playing for a while. And how does that work? You're 12. Do you play for your school? Because I mean, there's a major age gap for like in size gap when you're 12. We run competitive travel basketball. So like that age size gap, your brain is better than mine. So you're fine taking freshman soccer classes, but your body, how does that work?
My body?
Yeah. So like, do you play against other 12-year-olds or do you play like on a freshman or sophomore team?
Oh. Yeah, so, it has, like, 2 different, like, ranks, I guess you could say. So there's the varsity, which is, like, all the high schoolers, then there's just middle school, and I was in high school, but they placed me in the middle school because it was kinda, like, difficult to, like, really rank me because I'm 12, but I'm in ninth grade, so they did put me in the middle school. But, yeah, I usually go against other middle schoolers.
That is awesome. Okay. Frankie, anything else you want to share before we jump off here?
No?
No, thank you so much for taking time to join us. Kudos to you and your family for what you're doing. It's amazing. There's not many of you out there. You're going to have massive success. You're super sharp. I can tell you have character, you have work ethic, you have all those things, you have a lot of support. Those are the key ingredients, right, to build success. So we're going to follow you and cheer you on and hopefully bring you to our area to sell some hot sauce. Profitability standpoint, is it growing and how does that work and how are you doing with business?
So pretty much we whatever I make, I invest it into my business. I haven't really made anything or really like profited. I invested back into my business. So if I make a sale and a sale, it goes back into my next flavor, more merchandise. It goes back.
So you don't think like a typical like teenager because you're not a teenager yet. You're 12. But teenagers, something happens to them where their brains think, "I got money. I got to go spend it on something for me." Um, how come you don't think that way, Frankie?
Um, to be honest, I've always never really like thought like that. I've always been really picky. My parents would even they call me Uncle Scrooge. They like they'll be like, "Hey Frankie, do you want like this 50-cent lollipop?" And I'll be like, "No, that's too much. You guys shouldn't spend your money on that."
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. And that's just something that's kind of a you thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool. Well, so it's all going into the business. You're just building your business. Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
you're smart. That's good. You're going to do great and you already are doing great. Okay. Last question. So in our organization, we teach, like we'd say, if you want to live what we call a 5-star life, there are 5 core values that will help you build a foundation that you can succeed on. And the first value is respect. Which we define as treating others the way you want to be treated. We also believe responsibility, taking ownership of your past choices, your current reality, your future dreams. And then integrity, who you are when nobody's looking, the real you. And then sacrifice, giving up something now for something better later, or giving up something I want to do to help somebody else, to serve them, to help them live a 5-star life. And the fifth one, it kind of ties them all together. Courage, which we define as having the strength to do what's right over what's popular or comfortable. Out of those 5, this is like, I'm putting you on the spot, but I would not normally have to ask a 12-year-old this question,
Mhm.
but you're not really 12. I'm like, you're not really 12. So I'm curious if I had to put you on the spot, which one of those values would you think would be the most important for where you're at in life right now, or for like building your business?
Definitely maybe sacrifice because I think maybe like you have to put a lot into the business to actually grow it and make it bigger. So you definitely have to sacrifice whether it's time of your day or just stuff like that. Maybe you want to play, but you have to put that time into your business.
Awesome. Very cool. All right. Okay, Frankie, there's a chance that a lot of kids are going to see this, so it's going to be cool. One last question, because I know I hear like these little girls wonder like, Frankie, do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't.
No, okay. So you're available, is what I'm hearing. Okay, um, awesome. All right. Any more questions? You good? Okay. We're good. Frankie, thank you so much for giving so much time. Good luck to you. Keep us posted. We're going to follow you. We're big fans. Super proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. No, you are.
Thank you.
Have a great Thursday.
You too.
How is it that we parent our kids in this new age of technology, of chaos, of division? We believe at 5-Star Life that kids have never had more opportunities to thrive than right now. Again, I would also say, it sounds like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. I'm not. But I would say this has been the most challenging, this be the most difficult time to to grow up than any other time in human history. On the opposite side, I would say there's never been a better time to grow up in human history because there's so much happening. There's so much opportunity. And there's so much in America. It's still the land of opportunity, and there's so much to access. Schools have more programs than ever before, community centers, nonprofits, universities. There's so many things happening for kids. And I think the unique thing about Frankie that has created his early success, what makes him unique, is that his parents put him out there. They got him into 4-H. They got him into soccer. They let him get involved in technology. They let him dream a little bit. When he said, hey, can I grow peppers? They said yes. They didn't say, no, I'm too busy. They helped him. When he said, I want to make hot sauce, his mom got involved. So the level of involvement here is, and the level of vision and just the word yes when your kids are asking questions. So many times, and I've seen this, when kids hear the word yes, it feeds their potential, their education, and their person. And one of the reasons, again, I'm not doing a deep dive on Frankie's family, but I guarantee they've said yes a lot to him. Yes, sure, figure that out. Now, you got to come up with a plan. There's going to be a responsibility. I'm sure they have all those other things in place. But yes is a word that he's heard a lot. And so I think he sees opportunity when so many kids that we get to work with, often they hear no so much. No, that's not for us. Because we have the scarcity mindset. It's more like inspiration. And it's just kind of a pause to look in the mirror and say, what can I learn from Frankie's story and from how the parents have gotten to this place? And am I that parent that's that advocate, that champion, that is that yes person that will help them step into their dream and their destiny? And what I see here for Frankie is he's already stacking up wins, right? He's stacking up confidence so that the next opportunity, the next adversity, I think he's pretty resilient because he knows that he can do it. And I think that was revealed in how he answered the last question about which value would he build his life on, which 5-star value. And he said sacrifice because, I've had to make a lot of sacrifices for this business. Like, he's not taking a paycheck. He's not, going to buy, Jolly Ranchers, and he's not doing those things. He's not spending his money. He's investing it. Says a lot about who he is. 5-Star Life has a basketball and a sports program. And this program is the largest travel basketball program in Northern Indiana. We have all kinds of clinics and camps and trainings and youth development leagues that we run. And we're housed out of the Mishawaka Fieldhouse. Beautiful, over 200,000 square foot spot. It's state of the art. It's one of the most beautiful and advanced sports facilities in the country. It's right here. And it's our headquarters for basketball. We got a contract to host the Adidas 3SSB tournament series. So we are hosting 4 different events, one for the girls, and 2 for the boys, and then 1 for middle school. And so we're going to be hosting high-level basketball. It's never been done in this region. This region has never had anything like this come to it. These are always big city markets, but because of this facility, it's attracting Adidas. And so we will have Power 4 coaches flying in for basketball right here at the Mishawaka Fieldhouse. 5-Star Life is hosting it, and we need people to help us. At 5-Star Life, we talk a lot about the right tools. See, the hammer is the courage to be the best person you can be. The chisel is the respect you give and the respect you earn. The level, that's the integrity that keeps you balanced in a world that's always shifting. And the saw represents responsibility. It is what separates you from harmful actions and experience. It's the sacrifice it takes to work hard and be your best. Tools, when they're all used together, things are built. There's progress, but where there are no tools, there can be no progress. We give these important tools to kids every single day, and we couldn't do it without our partners like Global Link Distribution. Global Link supports this mission so that these values, courage, respect, integrity, responsibility, and sacrifice become the tools these amazing young people use to become great. Global Link Distribution is a leader and supplier to the RV, manufactured housing, cabinet shop, cargo, and horse trailer industries, but they're also a proud sponsor of this program to help 5-Star Life students thrive. It is our turn to see to it that our children have the tools that build greatness. Volunteer or donate today at 5starlife.org. Welcome back to the 5-Star Life Show. I am your host, Coach Seth, and we have had so much fun on this show. Frankie Martinez with Frankie's Hot Sauce. What an incredible young man. What an incredible story where he literally, which by the way, I just purchased some of Frankie's hot sauce, and I shopped on frankiespicyfarms.com, and I got the bundle. It gives me all 3 flavors for like a low price. So I'm going to be checking those out because I love me some smoked food. I love me some barbecue. I love me some burgers. I love me some tacos. I love it all. And I like hot sauce. So support the young man and check it out. I've actually asked our production team back at the desk, I asked them just to mic up, and because they had some more questions about this.
One of my questions was for Frankie. He said a lot of things of like with screens. He's pretty self-disciplined already. So one of the thoughts that I had is, what if that's just kind of his personality? Right? Like, what if that's just who he is? So what do we say to kids who maybe that's not in their nature?
Yeah, that is like a great question, because so many times, I think most of us, when we hear somebody that's doing something inspirational or something great, I think that's where our brains naturally go first is, yeah, but, it must be nice. And somehow we make up this story, and this is the right, we make up the story. We create a narrative that goes something like this. That's nice for them because it was easy. And 9 times out of 10, probably 99 times out of 100, that's absolutely false. Most people's stories, when you hear people talk about how they became successful, most of the time there's incredible adversity, but we tend to look at their success and not care too much about where they started. And it's just interesting. So I think I would tell those kids and those parents that the way I'd spin that is, well, that's what he's become. That's who he is because he's become that. And so you can become, and you will become, whatever you aspire to become and whoever you choose to become. So it comes back to choice. The question is, will you make the choice today to become the person that you want to be, or will you choose to live in your past that you know is not satisfied and is not that thing over there? I think what makes Frankie unique and his family unique is they actually decided to capitalize on the idea. They could have just made the hot sauce, done the project, and been done. What they did was unusual. They took it to the next level. That's unusual. Most people don't take it to the next level. They do the project, turn the page, because it's a lot of work. I was talking about this opportunity at the Mishawaka Fieldhouse with 5-Star Basketball to host this Adidas series where we literally going to have some of the top coaches of the country flying in on campus, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So with this event, we host events there all the time, and we have scorekeepers and people around the clock. But with this event, it's a high-level event with college scouts there, so we need shot clock operators, and we need statisticians. So they will be like live streaming. They will be wanting live updates on stats. So there's some great technology they use so that you can see these top athletes, and so coaches can see what their stats are, and they can see who they want to pick up, who they want to recruit, who they want to actually go see. Like, hey, this kid just had 37 points and he wasn't even on our radar. He had 37. He had, like 8 assists and 7 rebounds. Like, we got to check this kid out. He wasn't on our radar. So we need people who love basketball and who love sports, who just want to come, and we have positions available for those 4 weekends where you can come and make some money, just being around the game. and being around coaches and being around really high level basketball. So this is not like the rec league. This is not like, some ho-hum thing. This is like you're going to watch some high level basketball you'd pay to go see. Instead, we're going to pay you to come see it and be a part of the process. If you are interested, you can see there's information on our website, 5select.org. Also, the Mishawaka Fieldhouse website, there's information. It's a great opportunity. So if you know somebody's interested, please reach out to them soon. Last thing I want to kind of wrap up with is, for those of you who listen to this show and you enjoy this show, I just want to say thank you. I run into people every week that say, hey, I listened to you on the radio. I just love that so much because I'm in a studio and there's nobody here. So when you say hello and say you listen, I love that. And there's a way you can do this without bumping into me at Trader Joe's. You can actually do this by just simply going to our website or going to YouTube or going to your home TV or anywhere podcasts are streamed and simply clicking the subscribe or the like button. It means you're out there, you're dialed in, you're listening, and that you will actually have a way to automatically get updates when the next show comes out. So thank you in advance for doing that. I don't usually do that plug, but I want to do it today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. 5 Star Life.